what this functionality does is instead of just the public and private keys to unlock the funds, we're actually able to have more customized locking mechanisms. So here's a contract. It's just a P2PKH for now, but we're able to do different contracts, and we're able to display what the current status for the contract is, the balance, all the right now it's just displaying all the stuff. But the idea is when we go down here, check the UTXOs. We have all the UTXOs loaded up here, and we're actually able to spend from them. So if we want, we can just do like a live transaction right now. Load this one up, load this one up, load this one up. So right now you can see the selected inputs are all here. And let's say we want to send the money. This is all testnet, so like it's not real money right now. We're just like developing purposes. But let me just put in here the change and build the transaction. So we can see inputs here, all of this, outputs, all of this. No, this is fine. Let's send the transaction. So it's very, very crude right now, and it's just restoring like the transaction ID. So I'll just have to manually go here, check it. Let's see, right here, paste it in. So yeah, you can see it's unconfirmed. I just made it. So the inputs 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1 output. Exactly as how we made it, right? So we can do the same thing with like multiple outputs, multiple inputs. And actually, if you just go into the browser to the Explorer here, you can see somewhere down here, we've actually made 1 input, multiple outputs. Yeah, so here I think it's like the inputs, and so you can kind of see like how you can mix and match it up. So eventually with the wallet here, right now it's just the basic stuff. We also have these like token UTXOs. So these token UTXOs, it's not functional right now, but we can still add them and put them to the contract builder, to the transaction builder. But eventually it's to support these as well. And also tracks, we want to integrate all these components together so that when we're building these transactions, the contracts can be enforcing the transaction outputs, and we can be saying what kind of tokens are being self-custodial, right? But the nice thing is with contracts like these, we can actually enforce the transaction outputs so that even if a scammer gets access to your private keys or tells you to spend money from this kind of address, we can basically enforce the output so that the first transaction output has to be to this address, has to be for this amount, second transaction output has to be this amount, right? So we can lock up those conditions so that it makes it harder, if not impossible, for any sort of hackers or like attackers or whatnot to take them over the funds or control the funds. It's using Bitcoin Cash, which the architecture is very, very similar to Bitcoin. Like all the UTXOs, all the inputs and outputs. If you just look at the transaction builder as is right now, it would fully work with Bitcoin transactions, right? We just need to set it up to the right network and process the address and all the formats correctly. Yeah, basically ready to go, ready to use. I mean, you just saw, we just made the transaction right here. But yeah, we're just hoping to make, again, the contract functionalities, the token functionalities all come together and really make it so that it's a lot more like control for the end users. For like business use cases where they need more like finite, like more better control over how they're controlling the funds, escrows, multi-party transactions, stuff like that. This is something that we're trying to work and get further developed out for the Blockchain Futures Conference coming up in August. So that's happening August 13th and 14th, I believe.
Where?
In Toronto. To get a more refined version of this demo. We're basically just trying to get something more refined, get something a lot more, like integrated. Because right now the contract piece is not fully integrated right now. It's just showing what the contract information is showing. And yeah, with the cash token stuff, with the on-chain token, which is hoping to, encapsulate all of the kind of stuff, right? Whether it's transactions with tokens and just regular transactions, having multiple parties feed into the transaction, importing other inputs, stuff like that. So yeah, we're just trying to get this. So
What's it called?
we're calling it opt-in wallet, or opt-in.